nice to see, but I think you're right. I'm a little bit worried. Don't know if they have that same level of caliber, of course. You never count them out though, Blank. It feels like that team can just turn it on sometimes. So you'd love to see it, especially here, right?
Last 2 games make it happen. We get a Western shift on the circle over towards Team Falcons, who I think right now, 2 matches to go, they're not making it. Especially going down so early versus Alpha Gaming just on that crash. They look pretty weak at the moment. Weakened. No, it's a lackluster performance from the Falcons. Not really got off the ground just yet. Nongshim Red Force losing Benny early here. An engagement versus R8, and I think he is alone.
No real room for anyone to assist on that one with the split, so R8 able to easily grab onto it with both hands. I think it was another knockback over into Kinotrope as well that was finished off there, as we saw Power Gaming and them landing quite close to one another. They took a clean elimination off the back of that. So already a couple of scraps breaking out. Zizzy tucked in, belly down on the ground, listening for the footsteps at least.
I think your issue is for Nongshim Red Force losing a player early into Miramar, where it's a map that massively favors 4-man teams towards that end game. You're struggling now because you're 11th place. Those good games from earlier in the day, you'd set yourselves up nicely to get in towards that top 8, get that free ride through to the final, stamp your ticket. But it's all gone a little bit wrong. There's that replay, Al Haji. Damn,
he nearly did it.
Stabbed in the eye.
God, he was quick with it. Smooth moves on the blade. The Wicked Skengman was here, but Al Haji deals with it. Not a fan, not a fan.
So I'm backing up though, he's terrified.
Yeah, I mean you would be.
Yeah.
He was quick, he was chicaning with the blade.
This fight's going to go on for a while though. The big difference maker right now is that R8's working with 4 players, 4 angles, compared to the 3 coming through from Nongshim Red Force. And I'd like to see them make it out of alive, but it will be a tough task. R8 trying to get further up the rankings here and a little bit more money perhaps. Good pick.
Yeah, I mean, nade through the window. They take the peek out. Good timing on the fight. You're able to reset as well. Med pack, so it's not going to be too bad for you. Complete health back in. Dives away as well, so he's quick on the reposition, so DeMar can't get the shot back over to capitalize off of it. Still got the nade in the back pocket. Looks like he's going to set himself up for that on the response. Cast it out with a little bounce. That's kind of cheeky.
And he's jumping out of it. This is a big play from Doxy. Let's see if it actually works out, though. He's getting peppered. Somehow makes it back into the building. It wasn't for long, though. That was a bold maneuver, a brave play.
You've got to give him props for the way he approached it, but unfortunately in the melee, it's not going too great. Response back from Zizzy with the big boy, letting the bullets rain through. And R8 trying to compose themselves off the back of this. Now the angle from the stairwell is going to be problematic. Trying to focus up on it. Good spray back over. And Tizzy can't get the clutch Elim in to keep them in it. So Red Force go down.
That's a big blow to Nongshim Red Force. Only one more game. Capitalize on those points now. Onto our final Miramar. Not looking good for them. And again, I have to stress, it was a great start from Nongshim Red Force earlier in the day. Korea, that was a fantastic opportunity for them. But not meant to be. Alpha Gaming with the 9th place now after that last match. A real big improvement. Boys from Power hunting down Kinotrope. Another one bites the dust there.
Even Weebu as well, finding an opportunity to take some fights over. Doesn't really go the way they were hoping it would, though. So Kinotrope, as much as it has been a rough affair of being thrown into fight after fight that's uncomfortable for them, they can at least reset from that. So it isn't the full wipe that could have been. Quickly grabbed the vehicle as well for the impromptu cover. At least had some supplies to top themselves back up.
That they are. But I don't think they're going to be in the finals, unfortunately. Alpha 7 on your screens. 10th place at the moment, 70 points. It's roughly around this barrier as well. It's real tight. It's real close at the moment. You know, 70 points up to 76. Very interchangeable right now between these 4 teams. Thundertalks overtake Ida. The chicken dinner advantage as well. They will go up one placement despite tying on that scoreline. Horror spots the rotate coming through from Alpha 7. This is dead center, right? They're trying to get up towards some high ground to work with. Horror currently has a big old split across Creative Fields and the ridgeline that sits over in that position. Those mountains are very, very nice to work with.
And this is the fight that has not given up. Power have just been consistently stalking Kenotrope for so long at this point, chasing them from compound to compound. Looks like AX take a knock as well with intense game, being able to isolate them once again. It's been uncomfortable in the previous two matchups.
Gamax taking on Falcons and losing Koa again. It's these slow decisions, slow rollouts coming through from Falcons, allowing teams to backfill them time and time again. They got to figure something out. Add some security cameras to the back of the kit, essentially.
We did lose one player over from the side of Alter Ego as well, from a very quick bout between them and Thunder Talks. Both teams then repositioned and called it quits on it. Seems like this might finally be the moment to strike. They bait them round the corner. It's a good crossfire, able to hold on the doorway. Panic stations now to reset from this. The last man unable to pop off as a solo dolo. Al-Haji will handle it, and they finally close it down.
Yeah, Ozi-san attempts to the triple step up the stairs. Not going to happen though. But Power consistently put on performance there. Looks a lot better today. We haven't had that champion moment for them just yet. Towering above everyone else so far, but it's a nice game from here, honestly. Chrono will finish off Koa. Again, I think losing Koa is a big deal for the Falcons. I think he has been the one stepping up time and time again for the team. He's trapped out in Monte Nuevo on that northwest side. Circle centers up though over towards Ida, which is very good for them in terms of their point scoring, staying within that top 8. Currently playing over towards some high ground too on the roadside, so plenty of vision around them to work with.
This was Thunder Talks, of course, that backed off after their slight scrape they ran into with Alter Ego. Worked out far better for them. Been able to take extra time to loot it, wrap around the periphery of the zone and start to make a move for the late rotation down.
There's a good chance for Thunder Talks as well. If they want to wrap down towards Graveyard, then just scale up the ridge that sits over towards the eastern side of San Martin. You know, you do break off a lot of LOS in that position. You know, there's not much line of sight available to you there. The issue is getting across that plateau that is towards Power Grid. Very, very open. So I'm curious to see how Thunder Talks play this one out. Looks like they're heading out into the blue here.
AX as well. It's back-to-back games where it's been very uncomfortable for them in terms of the isolated fights they've had to work their way through. 3 players alive for now at least. It's Henry up on the hill, firing off a few warning shots at least. Meanwhile, down in the Gulch, you've got Alpha 7 Esports.
Yeah, Alpha 7's not in a terrible spot, honestly. In these concretes, works well for them. They are surrounded by a lot of height, though. It's pretty terrifying looking up towards, but you know, keep them safe for a fair long time. And the vision is not terrible from this spot either. You can see as Mafioso's looking around, likely he'll spot anyone trying to move up towards them too early. Ida, on the other hand, playing this high ground, going to play pretty smart and slow with it. Creo wandering around the edge here, and Darkin just continues to just siphon off that info from the team that he knows is undoubtedly underneath him. He wasn't on island though, Jackie. That's the only thing. If he goes down, it will be hard to get the res off towards him, so he needs to be very careful. Pretty much just have his ears open and listen in.
Yeah, it's that risk versus reward. Obviously such a powerful angle if he's able to play it, and this is why. Bullets come across. Similar kind of story as well. I mean, you're so far out, so Revo's just going to get the full magazine dumped into it. dispatched already, so he's hard gone. 3 players remain for Alpha 7. Of course, Darkin's position's compromised, but he can bail out now. You're more panicked about it.
And if anyone wants to take the buggies up there, like, it's going to take a while, and it'll be pretty obvious when they're coming. Frieda, it certainly is Vamos here. Trying to push forward over towards that top side of the lobby, take over Thunder Talks. They move in front. They take a player from R8 as well in the process. So cut back in over towards San Martin. So a little bit of a different rotation they went for there. Frieda, great pickup over towards Alpha 7, directly pushing one of their competition further down on that leaderboard. Currently Alpha 7 in 10th place and were chasing.
Ida could squeeze so much out of this, man. It's really good heads-up play of how they've been ebbing and flowing throughout the course of the day. Some great gun skill on display, heads-up calls as well. Obviously for Darkin, like you said, the amount of time, you've got clear vision for it so he can reposition. Spots over in the distance, the 3 players from AX that are looking for a quick getaway. The distance unloads. Let's try and get a few shots on target here.
Slightly dangerous play from Darkin, I think, holding this angle for that long, especially using up all these bullets as well. Somewhat unnecessary, I'd say. You know, he's down to 60 in the chamber.
I think you're right with that. That's the bigger issue, right? Because obviously if he continues to commit to this isolated angle, he could at least guard from Alpha 7 on the move up, but you're starting to run low on the resources.
Solarigo. One player down. Playing around the warehouses on that eastern side. Not bad area to play around with either. AX just moved over towards him. You saw just then either taking shots. Again, pretty long range. Very unlikely they hit those shots anyway. Nice little bounce at the stairs though. Trying to rebound. Likely they hit those shots anyway. Nice little bounce at the stairs though, trying to rebound that one. Instant Molotov. I'll take those.
It seemed like he was hoping to try and force them just into the vision of the nade from King as well that was setting up to support, but luckily enough, not close enough towards the stairwell. They're able to tuck in, keep themselves safe. Goes in to clear out the building now, sees the feet. Ooh, rebound off the wall.
It's a lot of damage.
The timing on it as well. As he pushes up, it's the reposition. So Demar just not ready for the instant dive in. Able to get it. That's the last of R8. Obviously, this was a rotate back out for Thunder Talk, specifically to hunt them down as well. So they get what they want.
Can't tell if, you know, he'd left that nade and that Molotov on the stairs. It's like a bait. I try to get your boy to walk down the stairs and pick him up and then take the shots. I don't know how many players at this level are going to fall for that, but I don't know. Try to lay out some candy.
It's a fair theory. Alpha Gaming there. Shot in the back line from Gamax.
Yeah, Gamax is kind of causing problems on this western side, but again, that's sort of a Doc issue, honestly. If we look where he goes down, like all the way on that western side, he's split off from his team. Can't deny the amount of eliminations he's been able to get for Alpha Gaming, but still, sometimes a little bit overzealous. Babysitter in top not able to pull back on those reins quite quick enough.
I couldn't get a grasp on it.
Too fast.
It was a lot of strength, a lot of strength. He loves it.
You know what? I think it's absolutely justified the sighting goes down there for Thunder Talks. I don't know why he was on that split all the way down towards that south side, especially when you know players are going to be wanting to rotate in through Picardo, through Power Grid. Sure, he provides information back, but probably could have just garnered that later whilst moving through those rocky outcrops on the eastern side.
It was interesting as well for Thunder Talk, because it almost felt like King was trying to get them to go back over to take the fight versus intense game. But then again, like you say, it just resulted in them being fragmented. It doesn't really work out the way they were hoping for. Down to the trio to reposition in. And it's close grouping ahead of them. You've got a bit of a scout out from Padrino, who's going to get the info over towards that side. Rest of the squad holds further back, of course. AX and Alter Ego. All quite close together. This was Hora that were taking shots down from the top of the mountain range. So Alter Ego, rather Alpha 7, have just been taking so much damage from up on high consistently. Oh, get the knockback over onto Squash as well. Fragmented into both compounds. Got to tuck in and find some cover.
Yeah, it's been really hard for Squash to move across Creo now. So it's pretty much dead meat.
Yeah, there really isn't much you can do on that one. It's unfortunate for him. Okay, so Thunder Talks look they have committed for the push back up. Obviously, you already had the compound set up for Alter Ego, so they handle that one with ease, it seems. Ooh. That's a
explosive arrow! No way! What a launch from that one!
Oh, we've heard legend of it.
We have,
but now we see it. It took me, my brain was like the synapses have connected.
Where was this shot from? That's from across the bloody road.
That's insanity.
Through a tiny gap. Is that Legolas?
Oh my God, the archer.
Okay. Tengu's in the building. Good to see. Don't give me a replay of this. I don't want to see this.
Let me see that explosive bow. Wow.
Man.
You felt that one in your chest.
I was like, that's not a nade. But I didn't see anyone near him. Oh. The pull and release. Woof.
He's good with the drawstring.
Yeah.
Lines it up and knocks him down.
And no relief.
No.
The boys in Alpha 7. That's a rough way to go as well. You've been humbled.
You'd be fuming.
Damn. Okay. Pinpoint precision. The boys on Weibo bring a new meta to the game. I don't know if it's meta yet. It might be a little bit off meta, but I'm always down for people doing a little bit things funky.
He's an innovator.
Yeah.
Can't doubt that.
Straight inventor. Alter Ego on 3. To be honest with you, all things considered, I like that Alter Ego has slowed down their pace in this game. They know they go down to 3 early. They get 3 elims, which is still pretty good, to be honest, over towards Thunder Talks. As they rotate in, we did see that replay. Thank you, production. We do appreciate you. And it was good. It was good. Being able to hold that is nice. And that kind of comes off the back of Thunder Talks losing Sighting as well. You know, if they had 4, that might have been a very different story. If you got a 3v3 there for Alter Ego, they can handle themselves on that. You got E-Arena down towards the south side, looking to push slowly but surely up over towards Alter Ego.
Yeah, I think that one was almost paralysis by analysis for Thunder Talks with how the decisions were made. So came back to haunt them. Sleepy still up top, such distance to play with. A little bit of ammo left in the pocket as well, so just taking shots when he gets opportunity to keep him pinned. See the split from Alter Ego as well. The team trust each other so much. Speaking to Rosemary, you can see they all just play for one outcome. They're just looking for that win. They're not bothered about who's playing well. He said it himself, where he was just like, look, it doesn't matter if I'm playing well. I know my whole team can, and they certainly can.
Val's going to try and get out of there. I think he is the last player of the team, and Falcons just drop like a bag of rocks. I don't really know what more to say. I don't know if it's pressure. I don't know what's happened, because technically they're not always the most entertaining team to watch that way. But they are consistent. Consistency is good. When they pop off, it's just very, very cool. But most of the time, you know, it's just slow but steady. All right, they're the turtle to Alter Ego's rabbit right now. But at the moment, the rabbit is very firmly winning this race.
Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Turtle's got lost. Rabbit's focused.
He's on.
There's an 80 grand carrot at the end of the race here.
Yeah, you definitely want to nibble down on that one, so you won't be stopping, especially with how good they've done today. How amazing they looked yesterday as well. Great results for them. And I think that's, like you say, man, just being able to play with that pace, knowing when to dial it down. Even when they lose a player or 2 players early, it just doesn't really affect them mentally the way you see it start to rattle some teams. Gamax have been the problem maker of multiple times on these backdoors. Obviously looking for revenge for Doc here when he was taken down. on these back doors, obviously looking for revenge for Doc here when he was taken down by them. Exchanging nades from either side, cast them over the top, just trying to keep them pinned. Bullets from the side. Ooh, couple tags there. That's actually Al Haji from the top side with the backup of the rest of the power squad.
Yeah, Ragnar's getting involved now too. Let's find APK. Some good nades from APG, by the way, there. Get some down to around about 20. Get some down to around about 20%. So kind of unfortunate they're not able to land them as well as they'd like. And there's another that just lets the first aid kit go through. So they're just off target. Now they're hearing these shots coming through from the side from Power and even Weibo now sending down slightly. Got Order, legendary player from the PEL region, looking to push over towards that south side.
Oh, mate, so brutal. So many sideline angles for Power, and in front of you it's Top and Zol that are able to just keep you pinned in position. Quick shot back up. Zol loves those fast engagements where he'll burst you down. Easy over the top again though, trying to keep it uncomfortable for them to actually close the gap and play off one another. It's isolated 1v1s.
He's always been nasty with these nades. He's just laying them on top, and Zol knows to back it up.
Oh, mate.
Can't quite see him.
Choreography of PUBG Mobile you need on this one has got to be pinpoint. He's trying to bait him in with the quick shots towards Ragnar up on high so he can switch to the DBS for the close quarters engagement. Off the nade, it seemed like Easy wanted to completely commit to it. They're actually doing a good job of handling themselves.
I'm surprised he invests the first aid kit there instead of the bandage. Plenty from the back pocket. It wasn't really all that low. And he's going to lose a lot of HP from that. Top consistently taking shots there, and Order finally steps up from the sidelines.
Order was biding his time.
Calm guy is Order. Just will wait things out. Real stern look upon his face as well. Will lay down the carnage. Zol's going to try and go for something a bit cheeky, bandaging in the vehicle as he goes.
Gets himself at least into some safety for now. High ground round the ridges of the rock face.
I guess that's why you don't want to use the bandages, so he can continue to use them in the vehicle. That would make sense to me.
It's a fair point. Saves his life.
It does. Multitasking.
Unfortunately for him, I mean, the rest of the team gone. He's looking for the back-to-back momentum carrier towards the end of today. That's not going to be there. We haven't seen Alter Ego for a little bit, but when they show up in style. Goodbye, Ida. That's how they go down. They've been able to play a relatively passive game on this one. I mean, only 2 elims as well, so Rosemary snatching that away pretty good. And you look at the difference there. 5 elims alone on him, 6 for the team overall. It's compounding, Blank.
I mean, Alva sets him up on the tee, and like Happy Gilmore, it's Rosemary to take the shot. For Alter Ego, they've done enough, 107 points. They are really not far off that first place spot in this game now. They just need to go a little bit further. They've just got themselves into placement point range, but it is just 2 players out on this north side versus a full 4-man squad of Horror. Rosemary will step out, get slapped back by the M249, and Alva immediately dropping smokes, but it's not enough. That will be Alter Ego going out. It's a short run to go for Alter Ego, but there is that chance of the last match. They don't make it, Jackie, and they won't pick up that 80 grand.
That'd be gut-wrenching as well.
So close yet so far.
You do not want to leave that fate up to another team. Take destiny into their own hands right now, though, to dive in onto AX up close with the DBS, showing us they can wield these shots with showmanship. But unfortunately for them, it's E-Arena that step foot and like gladiators walk out with their heads held high. Backline from Easy, sees a target and seizes the opportunity.
For a little bit more there, I mean, Aryan was able to get a nasty double nade over the top there in the midst of that fight, which took down the backline coming through from E-Arena. That's why Tiny K actually had to move towards the front there. Tiny K, the budget Tony K from oh, dear me.
Strong branding. It's strong branding.
Really
you know, play to your strengths.
That's funny.
Tell you what though, man.
I can't make fun of Zeus. I feel bad about that. RDK.
You issuing the apology on that one.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Fair enough. We'll let you off. You get one. You get one.
I can't say it.
Compose yourself, Blank.
Ooh.
We're back in the room. But for Sleepy, I don't know if it will be for too long, realistically. I mean, he was trying to go for the heads-up play in, causing a bit of chaos for the rest of the team from the side. It's not worked out as well as he would have wanted. The rest of the squad have to bail on it as well. They're pinned in between eArena to now make their move down with Intense Game setting up inside of the zone.
Intense Game, yeah, actually not a bad position, but just not a lot of players to work with, just the two here. It's a lot of angles, be going off. I'd love to see a Weibo win. After that lovely shot, bullseye from Sook. Yeah.
I loved it, mate. It was impressive. And what a day it would be for them as well if they can keep that momentum going. Sook shows up. Hell, the cinematics on it if he gets another one. At the minute, though, Intense Game, like you said, so fragmented in the manpower advantage. Can't play off one another, so it's just isolated fights. It's easy as you shut one down. Weibo actually are in a pretty good spot, especially with Order playing the way he is right now.
Yeah.
It feels like he's just controlling his squad. Such great effect.
It's a good high ground that they're playing off the back of, and it's a very interesting arena that we're finishing things off on here, where it's very open, but it's mostly just these rolling hills that are keeping these teams in check. And you can have a fair few teams here, because even on these slopes that move round on the circle, you still got cover there. Horror, with 3 players, looking to take down the Intense Game, but they waited a while to move in towards this circle now, Jackie. They need to sweep through to Tony K.
Turn the tempo on. Do the Horror Classic where you expect them to play slow. They suddenly hit you with the fast right hook and you're just not ready for it. They dive in the vehicles now, go for the aggression up towards Weibo, see if they can dive on. It's Order that would be the first fight. Instant flames thrown at the feet. The SMG. How is he on? The hills. He's still alive. Finds that one to knock back over with support in the rear, but the DBS replies. 1-for-1 trades on the fight.
Meantime, Rapper tried to get involved from the backline. Sky immediately ducks back with the M249. Just a stun grenade in hand, just back and forth. That nade looks good, goes a little bit too far, and he just has to step out. The DBS will not make it happen. I think Order was expecting a little bit of a slower push, but it feeds back into what you were talking about, Jackie, is that Horror shows them something a little bit different, something they weren't expecting. That initial knock changed everything over towards Sook as well. eArena, Power, Big Al Haji, and Fahiden looking to make this work.
Slower pace rolling over the battlefield now. That is until Power Gaming start to bring it back into their camp. Peek up from Easy. He's had some good shots. The damage distribution between all 4 players has been on point for the team. And they go for the opportunity to push up now, knowing they're fragmented. Close the gap. Easy with the scout protection in the back. See eArena losing out on so much here. Just trapped in with Mormon. No fear on the side.
Power Esports, 77-point game on the hands here, right? Getting, well, not just from this one match, but getting the 22 points, getting, in fact, it'd be a 23 if they were to clear everyone out, which would be a massive result from them. Shoot them up big time on the table, give them a chance at that last game to get into that top 8, but just like that, Power loses tons.
How have they given that one away on a platter? The push up into the 1v2, looking to play off one another, just couldn't commit to it. They go down, now left in a position where that big advantage you had, like you say, to clean house, make out like bandits, it gets harder now. And Horror thrive in these kind of positions as well. Sky and No Fear, they've had some great heads-up calls so far.
Last circle. Right now, I'd say Power has more control over the circle. We'll see if they can get this done. A win is going to be enormous for them in terms of their point scoring, right? They go down here. Last game becomes hard. Ragnar starts things out nicely. Over towards Sky. A Grozer in the hand and no fear. Another Molotov towards the backside. He's burning out and it will be done. And Power, despite a little bit of a shakiness towards the end there, are able to clean it up.
There might have been no fear from their opponents, but Power certainly lived up to their name. Kept it clean at the end, and that's what you'll remember. Walking away with a chicken dinner on that one.
Absolute massive amount of points there. We'll see how far that does send them up the rankings. But easy, calming the team down.
You love to see this. Some teams, like we said before, especially now with one last game to go, building up that anticipation. The fact that if you let all of your energy and adrenaline spike too early, it could throw you off. Intense conversation between them. Trying to break down what went wrong and reset it. Sometimes just unpacking the bag and then going in fresh again.
Little wink at the camera as well. You love to see it. Easy has always been a pretty good member of the team, honestly. When Al-Hadji did fall back a little bit, it was always Easy stepping up. But we're going to take a step back in the meantime, head over to a break, back with the desk, 7, Max and Netura real soon.
Dear PUBG Mobile fans, we are delighted to invite you to the 2025 PUBG Mobile World Cup at the Esports World Cup in Riyadh, KSA. This exciting event will take place from July 25th to August 3rd at the Boulevard City. We've prepared tons of event perks, such as the PMWC Avatar Frame, Esports Passion Set, Esports Passion Parachute, and tons more items. Let's check out how you can get all these rewards. During the tournament, go to the Pandora event page via Lobby, Event Center, Esports to join the event. Mormon from SEA, Top from CSA, Pedrinho from the Americas, Silas from the EU, and Prestige from MENA will guide you through the 5 major parts of the event. They consist of Tournament Celebration, Prediction Rewards, Esports Shop, Themed Outfit, and Champion Challenge. Join these activities to earn rewards and collect esports tokens to redeem even more gifts in the Esports Shop. The more esports tokens you collect, the better rewards you'll get. You can get up to 2,870 esports tokens from the Prediction event. It takes place from July 23rd to August 5th and consists of 3 stages that coincide with the tournament: Group Stage, Survival Stage, and Grand Finals. During the Group Stage, get 20 esports tokens by predicting the 8 teams you think will advance directly to the Grand Finals. Each correct prediction will grant you an additional 60 tokens. Make a total of 3, 6, and 8 correct predictions to get 300, 680, and 720 tokens, respectively. You'll get another chance during the survival stage to guess the other 8 teams that will make it to the Grand Finals. The rewards are the same as the group stage. During the Grand Finals, you must try and predict the ultimate champion. Just predicting will grant 30 tokens, and a correct prediction will grant 400 tokens. If you're unsure about your predictions, you can let your friends' predictions guide you. Find someone reliable, copy their predictions, and wait to be rewarded. The 3 prediction rounds take place on July 27th, July 30th, and August 3rd at 10:45 UTC 0. Rewards are issued the second day after each stage ends at 4 a.m. UTC 0. You'll receive esports tokens based on your prediction results. Note, esports tokens don't expire and can be used in future esports events. Who do you think will be the ultimate champion? Join the 2025 PMWC event and share your predictions. Invite your friends to join the predictions and watch the tournament unfold.
Power with the win there in the first Miramar of the final day for group stages. An impressive win too, Neptura. The way this team was able to just control that whole circle, the 8th circle especially, it was amazing.
It was amazing. I think they took many notes from the previous game with APG, because that basically was the exact same split over on the east side, and it worked so well for them. Able to take just so much of that control, so much of that ridge of the zone of everything, and had all the angles at their disposal. Little bit iffy of a push going over towards EA, a little bit, but you know what? They brought it back. They got a big win from it, and they're looking very good now.
Mormon, easy 1v2 right there. Like, they just give 2 1v1s in a row. So that was very easy for Irina to secure. So very happy with those 2 eliminations going over to the side of SEA, allowing them to jump up actually in 3rd place when it comes to these match rankings. But 21 points for Power. Actually getting 2 wins today. Is it too late, though, to get into the top 8? Or is that going to be maybe allowing him to cross the finish line just at the end?
Honestly, don't know, because we've seen what Nonshim was able to do earlier in the day. We've seen what now Power might be able to do when we end up looking at the overall. Alpha Gaming as well. I mean, that's a team that ended up passing Alpha 7. Alpha 7 hasn't really been doing much. Anything could happen here, especially going into the last match. We'll end up finding out which 8 teams are going to be moving on to the grand finals and which 16 teams will end up actually going to the survival stage. Intense game. Once again, being able to get like at least 4 points, but Weibo Gaming, 10 points.
Yeah, actually, sorry, I want to go on possibly the second page in a little bit, because Alpha 7, look at, what, bro?
0?
They're slipping. I said it 4 times. They're slipping. Really
I think they might be slipping.
I think they might be.
I think maybe they're slipping.
Yeah.
Possibly. I'm not sure,
I agree.
though.
That's a good point, guys.
Yeah.
This is
This
a good
performances, though, you know what? Let's just say it here. Let's just get it out of the way. Do you think that they're going to have to go to survival stage?
Yes. I think that there's no momentum. Well, there is momentum. It's a bad momentum. A bunch of 0 and 1 point games from Alpha 7. That's what we're witnessing so far. I think they just lost everything right now. They're just not feeling themselves, and they're being overtaken by your Thunder Talks, by your Ida, by all these other squads that are just performing today, and they are just not.
I mean, what are you going to be doing whenever you have
Shh.
Legolas, Sook, with the explosive bow? I told you, it's something that you can definitely use, and this man is one of the best ones out there, using that explosive bow to his advantage and making it happen too. At some point, I want to see more people starting to use it. If we can just increase the damage that the explosive does, the explosive bow does, and on top of that, just the range.
I'm sorry, Alpha 7. It makes sense they had a bad day. Like, you're encountering Sook with the explosive bow. You know what? Everything is excused. It will make sense.
I want to get your take on this, though, Neptura.
Yes.
Do you think with the way that Alpha 7 is playing, going into the last match, even though usually Miramar tends to be one of their best maps, right now they're just throwing?
Yeah, I think it's just bad game after bad game, and that's got to do a lot for the morale, particularly a team like A7 that really pick up from how they're feeling and put that into their games. When you're a highly emotional team like that, having a bad game is going to be something that will hinder you. So I feel like if they had had their second day yesterday, they would have done a lot better coming off of their great first day, but having that break just hasn't worked for them.
I mean, we know Alpha 7 usually has an edge team. They're just always teams in the edge, but a little bit ahead of them, and they just keep getting gate kept.
I think that's the thing.
Enter the circle.
It's the thing you keep talking about, team spirit, is that they're really slow, actually. The edge play is good, the rotations are good, but they're just too slow to do them in this lobby.
Yeah, it seems like it, unfortunately. It's just not working out, unfortunately, today.
Something that was working out during that match, Neptura, was the 3-1 splits that a lot of teams were doing.
There were so many. I was really surprised by that. And what really got to me was, wait, they're actually using these 1-3 splits as an anchor point. The one split, or the solo coming up onto the high ground, was on that high ground. So rather than a full squad, wait.
Hold on. We'll
Hang
get
on.
to that
We'll
point.
get back to that.
We got to take a look at this
Hold
here
on.
as Alter Ego Are they going to be able to make it? Are they going to be able to get in that first place? Because remember, there is some money at stake here when we end up talking about the rankings for group stages. First place will end up getting $80,000. Second place, $77,000. Third place, $75,000. But I want to keep going down that list because now you have Thunder Talk. With the way that they have been playing, that team has pushed up in the top 8. Yangon Galacticos gets pushed out. They're going to be going to none other than Survival Stage and Weibo Gaming. Look at them, how close they are. It's going to come. I honestly don't know who is going to be that A team. Alpha 7 Esports with just 70 points. Max, you were talking about it. They are slipping.
Look, I said at the start of the day, I was like, I don't expect it to happen, but it could. It's a possibility. Worst case scenario here for all the Brazilian fans out there here for PUBG Mobile Esports, and they've been having a really, really bad time, unfortunately. Going on to this third page. Last game, nothing's going to really happen. If you're down there, you're going to survival. You'll have to try once again to reach the finals.
They could play a bit of a spoiler role for some of these teams. We've seen it happen in the past, too. Even though it is group stages, they might just want to try something different. You already know that you're going to be going to survival stage. Why not try to get a highlight?
You're coming with me. Drag them down into the abyss of the survival stage. Hey, it's a strat. It's a real one. Yeah.
Out of all these teams, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually does end up happening. We've seen some of the other teams starting to step up. Intense game. Obviously, for most of these teams, it's just going to be a little bit too late to even do anything. But those improvements are taking points away from some of those other teams actually hunting down for that top A spot. But something I want to take a look is none other than Maxman's Grenade of the Day.
Maxman's Grenade of the Day.
That's the first time I saw that intro. That was great. Maxman's Grenade of the Day is coming your way, and this time around, it's none other than No Fear from Horror Esports getting a double nade right in front of your beautiful eyes. Here you go. It was happening in the area of Farm. The guy's waiting, lingering in the shadows. The nade comes on through onto Nongshim, Red Force, and they get absolutely battered. Nongshim sent right back to their home region.
I like that.
Thank you.
That was good.
That was a Molotov also, I think. That was
the close-up, everything about that. And also, Horror Esports has been a team that they start performing as well, especially in that last match. We saw Sky being able to put up some good amount of eliminations.
We sure did. I really liked what we saw from Horror. One thing I really want to see from Horror, though, is they're like 10, 15 points away from actually making top 8, pushing other teams down even further. If they can get a really good game this last game, they're looking really good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has come down to this. We'll be finding out which teams will be going directly to grand finals. It's going to be close. We don't know who's actually going to be going, who's maybe going to be getting kicked out of those top 8. Be ready, though, because the last Miramar is here. Take it over. Blank and Jackie.
Thank you, 7. The stage is set. Our team's in position to get that sweet, sweet first place prize, Blank. That lion's share, the $80,000 on the line, and one team that's only a few points away. If they can deliver an incredible performance here, the chance that you could see 4 Thrives lapped by Alter Ego, the opportunity, the narrative, the intensity is building. The group stage is coming towards its close. Dial yourselves in, turn up the stream, and get ready for the last game.
We are gassed to be here. The final match of the day, match number 6 of day 3. It's Miramar. It's coming your way right now. Alter Ego on the precipice. Teams battling it out, just mere points away from one another on the leaderboards. So getting into that top 8. Weibo Gaming 76, APG 77, Ida Esports a 78, and guess what? It's Thunder Talks a 79. It's all to play for here at the final match of groups.
The shift could be ginormous. The opportunity for so many lies at their fingertips. All you've got to do is seize the opportunity when it is presented on the battleground. A tight lobby, Blank. It's exciting. It's exactly what we'd want for this environment.
For Alter Ego, a little bit worrisome. Teams could be hunting them. 5 points needed to make this one happen. Not a lot required.
The devious lick of single-handedly targeting them just to steal that additional prize money, the rub salt in the wound, surely you don't take that risk.
Surely not, right? It's a terrifying one, honestly, for Origo. Do you jump on top of them if you're going through that survival stage? Do you make that happen? Do you ruin the lives of 4 players on one team? Or would you want to incur the wrath?
You would make an enemy, and a very powerful enemy at that. A lot of potential. If they go down early, though, you better hope you wipe the entire squad, because as we've seen, they've been able to reset and pick up the pieces, even with duos. The talent on that roster has been here in full force, but just keep it in the back of your mind.
So we're looking at 108 to 111. So yeah, 4 points. 4 points is what they need to overtake. Nongshim Red Force, as the boys were saying, slipping down that leaderboard. Started off so well. They could only hold on for so long. Now we're in dire straits for them. For other teams towards the top, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th. All jostling for position here. For Alpha Gaming, where things, look pretty bad at the start of the day for them. They really have turned things around here. 77 points, just shy in towards that top 8. For Alpha 7, a bit more of a difficult task to jump up. Right now, we closed it out. The Thunder Talks, Ida, and APG moving through, with Weibo Gaming and Alpha 7 not quite making it. There is still a chance, though, for Nongshim Red Force. They started off well, and they close out the day well.
Sam and R8 that are close together, but more than enough space to play around, so not instantly thrown into a bit of a hell in the cell matchup between the both of them. They can keep each other at arm's length, not wanting to run any risks there, but for R8, far less to lose. And of course, Nongshim Red Force, when you look at the point differential.
Take a look at where we're sat on the map right now. Up towards Hacienda del Patron. Kind of similar to what we were looking at before, but a little bit further off towards that eastern side right now, giving Alter Ego a little bit more chance to play it. Luckily for them, not a single player lost at the start of the game here, so it starts off fairly smooth for them. Thunder Talks down towards their south side though, and there has been some scrapes, some arguments in that team, but it's Nongshim Red Force to find Damar to start things off. The shoe's on the other foot right now, but Biddy immediately knocked.
And this could be problematic. Like we said, their fate's in their own hands right now, so you want to reset from this. Quick vision on the jump up. Oh, trying to go for the play as the bullets are shot back towards his face. Both of them feeling relatively uncomfortable. You overcommit into the drop, instantly hit by the buckshot, and you'd be taken down. Prime on the nades as well with a quick follow-up, so if you do peek off the back of it, you'd be hit by the secondary.
Clearing them off the angles, clears the corner, but Nongshim Red Force is afraid to move up into this one, letting their teammate bleed out. In the meantime, Prestige will find one, and R8 making it happen for Nongshim Red Force. The dream dying in front of their eyes.
They're going to try and revive things right here, right now. Quick response back from Tizzy on the dive in, the shutdown Prestige. And they do save themselves the misery that they would have been feeling. Get each other back up, no full commits, just knocks.
Binny crawling on the outside, desperate for a pickup. Just about gets behind this crate, but Marth is searching. He doesn't find him. Playing a game of hide and seek, just about manages to move out of the eye of Marth. But look at that, Nongshim Red Force nowhere near, and despite the slick maneuvers, it's not meant to be for Binny, and Nongshim Red Force will play on with 3.
It's rough, man. No one in position to play. Medic getting back on his feet, like you said, even with the heads-up plays from the knock state. You might not find him, but you'll snatch away one anyway. R8 with a single elimination. Marth knows he's being hunted now.
I can't believe he managed to crawl around that crate, have the wherewithal to come back without. Henry going down, that's to Alpha 7 right now. We're getting a real group up over towards the central side of the map around Hacienda. Not an easy position to play around Graveyard as well, very open, Jackie. the Valley of Death on that side. Sticky sent in over towards Marv. There's no quarter here. Nongshim Red Force want to put the final nail in the coffin to the team that really ruined their chances last match.
And for Marv, it's just more of a question of how can he handle himself under the pressure. Single molly in the back pocket. They come for the run up through the stairwell. He's got some area denial. Shotgun for close range too to respond with when push comes to shove. Doc C looking for the reposition over the top with the movement.
Not quite making it happen though there. Stun grenades in. It's a good molly on the window. Marv's around the side, but it's not meant to be with a strong spray there. Laying down the bullets and Marv's got nowhere to run to. R8 is now out. And we'll have no more games to play.
I think light frustration there as well. Shots onto the loot crate at the end, so you can see losing that one player, it could come back to upset them. Showing a bit of the emotion. Marv looked relatively amped in the spot as well though, man. So there's always a chance it could have been even worse. The fact they at least put a lid on it, reset from that for now. They're going to have to play a very clean game from this point forward and hope that the other squads above begin to struggle.
Alter Ego right now in the front of Thunder Talks. Mormon up against Silence from Intense Game. The vehicles run away from them, but the point does not. It's back in the vehicle. For Alter Ego, they're in front of Thunder Talks right now. Again, it's 4 elims. We talked about it. It's 4 players on Thunder Talks, Jackie. They can clean it out right here, right now. And unless there's one of the biggest games we've seen on Miramar, they're not likely to get overlapped. But with that circle, there's a chance for Alter Ego to wrap back and just have a bigger game. A nice and easy approach to it. Gamax down towards the southeast side, one of the only teams in position to make that happen. Power coming in from the west, but a big migration from tons of teams. Intense Game looking for a little bit more over towards Kenotrope. Ozzy Sands decide to get out of there, but it's Alpha 7 taking damage. Rosemary picking up Mafioso.
He's able to get himself back into cover as well. Took a hit from the sideline with Carrillo trying to assist the squad. Frustrated off the back of losing his brother in arms. Oh, you don't want to be up against this man though. Alpha's been on point.
What a wrap round. Leo knows that he can't sit around here for too long. In comes the sprays, tries to get away. No wheel getting taken out just yet. Leo remains unpopped here. That could have been 1 extra point. Pull them up to 110.
Here's the thing, pushback from Alter Ego, but potentially thrown in to Aura. Get the slight reposition from them. Really just trying to create space, get away from that. And like you say, that's one of those points already found. It was the sandwich between Thunder Talks in the back line, Alpha 7 coming in from the forefront, heads up engagement from Rosemary. All 4 players still remain.
10 minutes in now, still 15 teams, 57 alive. It's a lot of players to be working with. Most teams did have awkward starts to the game in terms of the positions they were playing, so they got some slight variations on the rotates coming through. We're heading over towards Truck Stop. Kind of a similar terrain to what we saw last time around. Just a lot of defilades, little ditches, rocky outcrops to play around. There's still that potential heads over towards that western side, down towards Levendita as well as that open field. You do not want to be playing down there eventually. That's where we're currently watching APG on that southeast side, continuing to have a little bit of a rotate, just keeping it calm, collected, smooth in the vehicles, staying hidden, our side.
Heat up. Taking a little bit of chip damage from the sideline there. As they make their move up towards Alpha 7. AX just behind, and of course that last duo. Just coming in over the ridge side. It's a reposition with Nongshim Red Force coming down.
Eda's not safe by any means, right? Look where they are on the map as well. Alpha 7 to their right, Nongshim Red Force off towards their left. They got AX in front of them, so Eda's got to make a quick wraparound. They could head over towards Graveyard quite comfortably, especially with this circle heading over towards the west, the east, and then coming back over towards that western side. Eda can be quite confident that a lot of teams have sent further out towards that east, and this western portion of the zone could be open. So they've got to make that quick rotate now. AX is also feeling the burn. Right, the time is ticking down and they're heading over towards a similar compound. This is a big moment now for Eda.
Gotta make the most of this when push comes to shove. See how that develops. Weibo as well in position. Meanwhile, more going the way of Alter Ego. It's back onto Alpha 7. And this is what we were talking about. One Elim at a time. Building their way up towards that lion's share of the prize money, but response back over. It's not entirely free. Damage onto Alpha. One player fragmented from the squad as well. Krypton up on high, trying to assist Moana further back.
And Krypton actually went down there. And it's not a good play to have go down in this situation. I think for Krypton, maybe a little bit overzealous. You need to provide that information back to the team, and going down up on that hilltop, it's hard to get your buddy back up again. In the meantime, Horror starts to move over the top, senses the nade, sees it go through. Rosemary now have another look to put it on target. This one looks fairly decent. Does half damage, gonna look to do the rest of the work with the DBS, and that's it. 3 Elims.
Tucks himself back in, looks to stay alive. Rosemary surviving for now, a critical position. They know how big this could be. They've almost completed the task they set out for inside of this lobby in the final game, Blank.
See if they can finish the mission. Come home victorious. It might be a little bit of a lackluster game from them, but they've done what they needed to do. Yesterday was an absolute banger. Alva's finally going to try and rock up over towards Krypton, but he's finding it fairly difficult. Locking down for Eda. Just Rita and Eren now. And this is the team that really wants to hold on to position. Weibo Gaming, the team chasing over towards Eda. This could be a great nade though, down towards them. Instantly orders backing it off, but they will lose Suck.
Oh, quick peek up as well. Goes both ways though. You got protection in the rear, the shots over the side, keeping him back in so he can't commit to it fully.
Fantastic work though, dropping Weibo down. I think that's it. That's it right there, over towards the arena. Alter Ego take first place and the 80 grand. Forthrights cannot catch up to them.
Came into it knowing what they had to achieve. And with those 4 eliminations being found within the first 15 minutes, they guarantee themselves that. It's just a matter of how far can they go now. They've shown us some stalwart gameplay consistently throughout the entire group stage. But they know their heads can lie easy at least from this point.
Weibo, 3 plays alive. Eda just needs to live this one out. Eren has the angle over towards AJ. Sandwich between 2 PEL teams. Eren not quite out of his depth though. He relishes in these moments of intensity. Nongshim Red Force still going 4 Elims now on the plate and looking to make that more. Hello? There's no way.
Oh, mate! Surely not anymore. AJ with a drop down. See you later, Falcons. You would be furious.
I looked away for a second. I saw Ralph pop up there as well. Nades flowing on down. More damage done. Koa on his last breath. Narvalo trying to do the work, but doing more damage to himself in the process.
Panic stations.
And he knocked his teammate as well. Oh!
Took him out of the fight. Makes it uncomfortable if it wasn't already. And that was just Narvalo alone, tucking in to try and stay alive. Ida, it might not be perfect in the battle of attrition, but 2 players could still make a world of difference for them. The most they could squeeze out of this, see if they can keep on going. Alpha 7 have made enemies in Alter Ego, and they are still finding Nox and Elims from that.
What an odd final match this is. Looking like my hotel room, because it is messy right now. Falcons were just now Valo up, still kicking. Rita having a wander. Jumps off to the side. Now they have information on. Aaron's going to look to back him up. Back behind safe, solid concrete.
Such awkward sight lines as well, so the fact he's revealed himself, it works out better for them. Meanwhile, down towards the bottom side, compound between the 2 of them. It's Nongshing Red Force, of course, went down to 3 players early. They're going to try and build some points from this one, but they're not being given any blessings whatsoever. Doxy in a world of hurt. Tizzy down, no opportunity to pick him back up. You got the split from Kenotrope, Nade being primed as well. Tucks himself inside of the building with the smoke. Mark commits onto that one to completely remove him.
For Nongshim Red Force, I think that this might just be game for them. Not making it to that top 8 really does suck after today had been so good for them. Depends if Doxy can pull something magical out the bag. Horror, Sky finding a shot over towards Alva, but for Alter Ego, do they even care at this point? I do not think so.
Their main quest in this lobby is completed. It's all just about the side objectives for them. And for Gamax, completing onto this one, of course, like you said, it 100% guarantees there's no opportunity for enough points to be accrued for Nongshim Red Force. Doxy just trapped on his lonesome. So they push up close. He's got the DBS prime for the entryway on the door.
Of the reigning champions, Alpha 7, they're out, they're done. 70 points was their mark, and they will be going through the survival stage. Have to show some more heat over there, because not joining the 8 others over towards that finals. It's Weibo Gaming, Nongshim Red Force, which honestly at this point in time, the chance is looking very slim at them making into that top 8. But Weibo chasing over towards APG.
Rosemary up on the hill, dialed in, eyes like a hawk, just looking for the opportunity to be presented from this skirmish between Gamax and Doxy. Fires out the bait shot, tucks back in for the close pre-nade. He's still got a couple to work with, but from the side, it's not Valo. The Falcon solo.
Nongshim Red Force down and out, so just one chance now for Weibo. Realistically here, Power could go for something absolutely marvelous. Go for the back-to-back on both Miramars and send themselves up the tables, but unlikely. The teams we're looking at now, pretty much Weibo, APG, Ida, and Thunder Talks. Thunder Talks leaving this game at 79 points with just 1 player remaining in Xing over towards that northeast side.
Gamax on the back up, trying to play off one another. Rosemary on the move. He's got to be swift about this. Boundless bullets being fired his way. Somehow still dodging from them, being able to stay alive. Heart pounding.
He's down. APG versus Power. This is a big one. Power looking to cut them short here. Open up a path up towards the top 8 already. 1 down in the front line. Zol's up to find easy. They are not making this one easy for Power. And Gamax again constantly chiming in on these important engagements.
Yeah, there's no breaks. Everyone just throwing themselves into the fight right now, making it uncomfortable for these teams. Oh, man. Bullets from the side. Top gets the shot onto Ragnar. Power, if they wanted an opportunity, it is getting ripped away from them. And of course, who else but Alpha? They're the ones to commit to it. Good work from Zol. Top assists as well. Squad still alive.
A huge moment for them. Power going down. They don't have the opportunity for that back-to-back. They tried to take it to the Alphas. It was not meant to be. And it is now coming down to it. Just 1 realistic slot available. Weibo in a marvelous position. Central, 3 players, 33Z, he, Order, all looking to head through to that finals. Stamp their ticket alongside with Thunder Talks would be a massive result for the region.
They can play passive from it. Great cover, good position to be in. Information from either side as well from the rotation in. Alpha Gaming give it a wide berth with the 2-2 split. Doc breaks off from the squad. We're back up this time. Zol and Top make their move in slowly as well. Scouting out on this one.
APG continue to move up. The journey's not done yet, and they know it. Either might be behind them in the rankings, but those 2 players, they're cemented in. I don't want to leave this game too early. Alva, Moana, still pushing through. They lost Rosemary in the midst of it all. Narvalo steps up for nade. It's a long one, but it is Order to finish the business, and that's more points accrued for them. Gamax Chudo making the long run. Orders pretty much on target, but bullets zipping past his head. They're able to get in towards the ditch there. Very nadeable. Devotees close to it.
Into the shallows. Here you go. This is why they split up. As soon as they catch whiff of potential for the Elims, they start to dive in. Wave goodbye to Thunder Talks, and Alpha look to claim more from this. You are trapped in position. The nade is enough, blows them up. One goes down. Moana from the side falls as well. Alter Ego lose a player. Hora with opportunity to strike back and slow down Alpha. Zol with the response.
Losing top though does feel rough here for them, but they will finish off Hora. Alpha Gaming just looking to put more points up on the board. It's been a big run for them today. A lot of expectations on this team. Quite literally a mythical roster, this one. I think many fans would have been sad to see Alpha Gaming not make it in towards the finals itself, and right now they claim 5th place on the leaderboard. Chudo goes down, they continue to rack up those points.
For Weibo, they continue to sit pretty. Happy in their positioning. Order with the shot into the back line on Narvalo. He was harassing towards Alter Ego as well, so Ida got the information from that, and they're so close together. They know about these angles. They've had to break off from one another once again. Moana and Alva that remain.
I think in the midst of all this, Jackie, you do have Regnum Kaya sitting here. Believe they were towards 6th place now, potentially 7th place. That's where we're seeing Regnum Kaya lie. There's a potential for Ida and Weibo to move in. It's Regnum Kaya to get cut out from the top 8.
For Gamax, of course, hunkered down for so long, no real room to move. It's the split from AX that would find them on the push-up. Everyone taking their time, knowing the points are pivotal.
It's 2 points for Ida. That's all they need. They need 2 more points here. Eren standing up versus Alter Ego, has the nade in hand. They can just get over Regnum Kaya. It would secure them in their position. Moana goes down. Rita will find him. They're up to 3 now. They just want to hit that 7th place. And then even if Weibo does get this massive game, Ida is still in. An up-and-coming Turkish team taking out one of the Turkish Titans will be a storyline and a half.
They're looking good for it right now. Smart plays, but look at this. The dive in, intense game. Looking to turn up the heat, but the response back is critically clean. Instantly engages with the shotgun from the side, down 2. You got the nades running in from the top. 1. He just needs to get it on target, and that's enough.
That should push them over into 7th. There it is. Anita just about make it. They hung on over towards the concrete and the girders. And they were solid as steel in that position for such a long time as just a 2. Doc steps out a little bit too far, and Order will lay down the gavel.
This is his courtroom, and he is claiming respect again and again with the stabs in the back. He has been so smooth. The aim on point, the gun skill being shown. Quick setup off the info from his team as well. They get the read back over. It's the late push up from the solo from Gamax, trapped in position. Nades from either side.
Just a couple more points here for them. 33Z will find Arthur, dropping up to 5 elims. I think they've made it on placement points alone. I think that is Regnum Kaya now out. 9th place. Weibo making it in off the back of this. A real fortification in both mind and spirit to get through. Join Thunder Talks in that finals. What a result for PEL.
An intense game. They thought they were going to crash in, rip away the dreams from Ida. It did not go that way. They were the Sandman on that one, and you're put to sleep from the sidelines of AX. Living on borrowed time in this one, but from the setup and consistency we have seen, it's Weibo that are looking to close it. Order has been popping off. Last 2 squads remain free on either side.
I mean, Weibo will get a good chunk of change off the back of this one as well. If they can finish this out, it will be a nice result for the special invite and AX as well if they're able to finish off with a chicken dinner. And again, we talked about this team starting slow on day 1, coming into day 3 and feeling a little bit sluggish as well. Finishing off on a chicken dinner will reignite that team. Give them the motivation, that little bit of inspiration to play on in that survivals. Find success.
You've got to take it into your own hands now, though. Show us what you're made of.
Ooh!
Nitro down into the back line. The blow on Order hits heavy. Ordnance in front of him as well as he's trying to reposition on the knock. You're able to peek in from the side, convert onto that one fully. So the pressure starting to build now for Weibo. AX in a good spot on the push-up.
33Z. He up to the plate. Devo T on this sideline. This off angle has been absolutely sublime. Running out of bullets. The resources running low. S12K in the hand, just spraying it at range and makes it happen. The shells hit eventually, but he is down. And somebody's got to stand up.
Got the wrap in from the side as well. 33Z, last man in a position to try and snatch this away and take it home for Weibo off the back of what's been a big game from them, but it's a 1v2. Would need to be a clutch. No opportunity to play off. He's out of position, tuck in behind the car, bullets around the corner. He gets one. The DBS rattles off on the edge. He's trying to straight into this as well. The drop down below the car. He's ready for it on the peak, and it's enough to steal it.
Arian able to get that game going from the end, and AX will finish it off with a chicken dinner. Going into survival stage, feeling strong, but Weibo don't care at all. A wondrous result. Get themselves into the top 8, they're happy. AX is happy. Ida striking off the Turkish Titans and Regnum Kaya and bringing them down to the survival stage. It's Alpha 7. Not able to go through, but more importantly, it is Alter Ego.
A ridiculous fare. You're going into that one thinking the difference of a few eliminations, 8 grand on the line for it. They make it work. Not a full start. A great set of games every time we saw them on the stage, and the lobby standings just continued to shift throughout the entire flow of that one. So close in the groupings going into it. But as the dust settles, we know how things are looking. The squad's going to survival, and the teams that get a watch on, waiting, knowing they've achieved victory for themselves. Join us for the breakdown after this.
As Blank and Jackie were saying, Alpha 7's not going to be making it straight to Grand Finals. They're going to be going to survival stage. Alter Ego, Neptura. What a performance by this team. Not the exact same of what we saw out of their day one, but doing just enough to make sure they were able to get and jump up to that first place.
I mean, I think we all wanted to see them double the points, get 160 and do all that, but they didn't need to. They had that first day. Now they were able to just keep it consistent, keep it quieter, but keep that consistency going, get enough points on the board, and they still top the leaderboard. Maybe, probably, right? So it looks like they've done very well for themselves. They're going straight to finals. I think this has probably been the biggest performance from any of the teams we've had today, this in the group stage.
Well, I mean, let's take a look at this. We got to give some props there to AXTMG, the special invite team, getting their first win. It is going to be a bit of a confidence boost. Keep in mind, though, that team is going to be going towards the survival stage. They got 18 points, but I'm going to be looking at Weibo Gaming. Was that enough for them to actually secure a spot in the top 8? Nonshim Red Force as well with 7 points. Alpha Gaming there with those 9 points. We don't know what that top 8 going to the grand finals are going to be looking like, Max.
Yeah, Nongshim getting 7 points, Ida getting 5. I do think that it's going to be quite close to our top 8 from earlier. We might have just a little bit of a push with WBG in particular because Thunder Talk did not get a lot done this match. Unfortunately, you see here only getting themselves 4 eliminations at the bottom. Yeah, Alpha 7, bro. Bro, I got very personal. Bro. I'm very surprised. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. If we see what we witnessed from Alpha 7 going into the survival stage, they might even miss out from the survival stage to make it into the finals. Like, this is not the Alpha 7 we expected. Of course, Squash is a new addition, so like they're maybe still trying to fix a few kinks in their armor going into PMWC, but we don't have a lot of time. Only 2 days worth of action going into the survival stage. Alpha 7 need to fix it. You got 1 break day tomorrow. You better be on the ball coming into the next stage.
And it's interesting to even think that, right? Because after day 1, with the way that this team was performing, we were not expecting them to come out on day 2 and only get a 15-point day. That is just absolutely ridiculous when it comes down to the defending champions. And for some of the other teams, for APG, I'm keeping that in mind. I'm hoping that they did enough there to go to the grand finals, but we need to start seeing them get the docketing. You need to fix that before we even go to grand finals. Every single time we saw this team being together, wonders happen. But before we even talk about more of the APG, I want to see what that top 8 is looking like. I want to see who's going to be going to the grand finals. We know Alter Ego's there. Ida Esports, Thunder Talk, Team Secret, Alpha Gaming is also going to get in there. Weibo Gaming, DRX, Sport Thrives Esports, and Alter Ego. Max, Neptura. A lot of teams got pushed out.
I want to see how close it is, actually.
Hang on. 3rd and 4th, tied. 5th and 6th, tied. 7th and 8th, tied. All with what? 6-point difference?
Wait, do we have a tie on 83 points with 9th place? Now that would be
wild.
Rough. We'll see who's going to be down there.
DRX maintaining a 3rd place.
Oh, Regnum Karya, 81 points. Nonshim, even with the 2 wins today,
didn't do enough.
It was just not enough. They slowed down way too much after those 2 wins, Nep.
They did. Those last 2 games just weren't really in the cards for them. I saw them playing well. They were trying to play the exact same way, but I think maybe they were trying to play an Erangel on a Miramar where all the other teams had a specific Miramar strategy. That's kind of what it felt like to me. So, yeah, you definitely had that thing where they just kind of slowed down.
Max, another team that was able to get 2 wins today, Power Esports. You were wondering earlier, is that going to be enough? Is it a little bit too late? That turns out to be the case.
Yeah, they didn't make it. Quite unfortunate for them. I mean, very good step up. I especially like their 3-1 splits they were doing on Miramar and their 1 chicken dinner a little bit earlier on in the day. That was very well executed for them, so hopefully they can maintain that kind of composure in the matches going into the survival stage. So the last page here. Now, these are the teams we need to see a big step up going into survival, and one team we just need to highlight. It has to be Team Falcons. What has happened with this team? Like, I'm sure that PMSL Europe is a different caliber of play, but they played so much better over there, and here the synergy just looks null and void. I just don't see them playing together. They're split. They get picked off 1 by 1 by 1. The pushes 2 by 2 are 2. Team Falcons, this is the lowest I think I could have ever expected to see them, and even then I am shocked beyond belief that they're that low.
I mean, I think I had them squarely in my predictions for top 8, so it does make sense. They've had such a good year so far, but to see them not do that and like, okay, they're like, well, we wouldn't mind playing survival, this, that, the other. And I'm like, okay, well, it's good that you don't because you're now going to be playing it. But, yeah, I think it was a shock. I just don't know. It kind of felt like something happened that broke kind of the momentum, the mindset that they had, and it kind of fell apart from there, playing very split. The synergies kind of cracked in some way that is easily repairable, but just maybe not so close to, the next game.
What do you think that was, though? If we were to speculate.
I know.
Oh,
They wanted to play survival stage. Again, I hate that comment the team made. No. But I hope they can take some teachings out of the group stage and actually try and improve upon it going into survival. But Falcons, after especially the meteoric rise of this team throughout 2024, the start of this year, PMGC, they get third place with Nigma Galaxy, second place going into PMGO. They have had so much hype behind them, especially since they won PMSL EU versus 15 Turkish teams. One of the best teams out there, and unfortunately was not close enough for them to qualify in the top 8.
And once again, just if you're tuning in, if you missed out when we were looking at those overalls, this are going to be the top 8 teams that are going to be advancing to the grand finals. The top 8 teams that are going to be advancing to the grand finals. They're just going to be sitting pretty, watching what's going to be happening in survival stage, taking up all those notes. What is it, Max?
I do want to say one very big surprise out of the Turkish teams. No Regnum Karya, no Fireflux. We get IDA, the underdog team out of Turkey. That is a big surprise. I do have to give big props to Eren in particular. This guy played with Zeus back in PMGC. No, maybe not too experienced on the global stage, but IDA able to eclipse the 2 other teams of his home region. Now that is a massive surprise for me, set up to go into the finals.
And for IDA as well, one thing that we saw out of them today was just so much more aggressiveness out of this team. And now for the teams that are going to be advancing to the survival stage, absolute shockers, to be completely honest. Regnum Karya, you on top of that have the defending champions Alpha 7, Team Falcons, like you were saying, Max. And to be honest, I'm really surprised to see teams like Influence Rage in there, the champions out of PMSL America's Intense Game, not even putting up a good performance. Maybe today we saw some flashes here and there, but besides that, nothing.
I'm really surprised that Intense Game were not placed higher than they were, because they have been very consistent today. You saw some really nice splits, some really nice control on the side, one side of zone, something like that, and they're constantly in that top 8, top 7 position. But to only get 45 points, it does show you that you need to be consistent on both days, because one day just is not going to cut it.
It came down to the first day. They were just non-existent whatsoever. Kind of along the lines there of what was happening with Power. We saw those teams going to survival stage, Max. We saw the teams also going to grand finals. Out of everything that we've seen, I know you gave me some already that surprised you and whatnot. The Team Secret surprised you at all, being in the top 8, moving on to grand finals, because they were such a secretive team. They were so quiet.
It was enough to make it to the finals. So big props. They played using the rule sets and turning them into their favor, which is a very smart strat. You secure your spot early on. GG, well played. Now, I'm going to be completely blunt. That is not going to cut it if you want to be champions here at the MWC. If you want to be podium, on the podium, it's not going to be enough, right? We need to see this team be more than silent. We need to see this team reach the late game, having 3, 4 players alive, holding strong positions, looking to defend, looking to breach. I want to see more proactiveness out of Team Secret, because, again, it was enough. But for the finals, it will definitely not be enough for the next stage.
Yeah, for the finals, there's going to be a massive step up when we talk about just gameplay overall, strategies, rotations, even the gunfights. I'm hoping that we get to see some maybe of Sook explosive bow. As we take a look here at the Kirilla top plays for the final day of group stages, we started off with Nonshim. I mean, Nonshim just gave us so much hope there in Neptura throughout the day, and then just fell down slow.
Yeah, it's another classic case of day 1 didn't do well, and you need to be consistent on both days. They had a really good day today. If they had backed that up with a day 1 that was similar, not as going all out, right? They don't have to win twice in day 1. They just need to maybe have a consistent top 5, top 6 position day 1. Back that up with 2 wins on day 2. They're looking golden, but as it was, they were so silent in day 1. It just did not help whatsoever.
Continuing to talk about teams that did a step up in regards from day 1, they weren't really that impressive. On day 2, they were a little bit more impressive. E-Arena, I feel like, was one of those teams. We started to see a little bit more out of them. We started to see them being even more aggressive as well. And I feel like, Max, I don't know if you agree with me on this or not, but this current lobby, it definitely rewards aggressiveness.
for sure. Like, if you are a passive team, unless you're Team Secret, you are going to be struggling. That's like the one issue is Team Secret, but otherwise you're going to be struggling quite heavily. It might be enough to make it in top 8, but if you want to go the entire way, if you want to make history here at PMWC 2025, you are going to want to be both passive when needed and aggressive when the circle requires you to do so. So I think a lot of teams are going to try and add to their kind of their gameplay strats handbook in terms of what they can try and achieve and pull off in these games.
I feel like yesterday we had a pretty obvious Sony Hero of the Day, the MVP. So far today, I honestly don't know. Before we show it, we got to take some guesses. Make sure you guys let us know in the comments below who you think this Sony Hero of the Day is going to be. I'm going to go with you first, Nat.
Oh, of course you did when my mind's gone blank. I'm going to say it's probably somebody in... Oh, God, I don't actually know.
Max, who you got?
Binny.
Okay.
Oh, Binny, really? Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know what? I'm going to go Rosemary again.
Oh.
Makes sense too, actually. That's not a bad pick.
Okay. All right.
What about you, Seven?
Yeah, 7.
I kind of want to see somebody from APG. I feel like it was
Somebody who?
it's going to be Seal. I was really impressed with the way he was able to play today, the way that he was able to get angles as well. So you know what? Stop teasing us. Show us who is it going to be. Oh, Rosemary, 15 eliminations, 3,600 damage. That's what you like to see. Consistency.
It's awesome. Yeah, that is really nice to see. I thought it might be him because we did see 5 elims in one, like halfway through one of the games. I thought, nah, this guy's got to be MVP again, right? Some really good stuff, and it just goes to show you how much work they were really doing, even though they didn't really get any wins.
It's going to come down to that consistency. Rosemary, you were able to do it 2 days in a row. Now you get a chance to sit down, relax, go back to the drawing board. We didn't get that 5,000 damage. We got close to it, though, Max.
But same lives, right? Like, he got 15 yesterday?
I think he ended up getting 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it 18? Okay, but like still close despite getting less damage. He's still very impactful, still able to back up the results. And we said it right, it's been a long time since we've had an SEA MVP. The fact that he becomes the hero of the day twice in a row for the group stage is very impressive.
It's been a while, too, since we got an MVP back-to-back. I feel like it has been a minute, especially when we talk about group stages, when we talk about global events. I can't think of one right away, so it's good to see that the consistency is there for Rosemary. Now they got to continue. No, it can't just be Rosemary. It has to be the whole squad. That's how we've been saying. We're going to have to wait it out a little bit to see them again. Indonesia, I know you're happy that you currently have a team that's performing. We got to talk even more about those teams that are going to be going over to that survival stage. And Rosemary, I mean, continuing with the honor domination role. And this is for players that got 3 or more eliminations in a match. He was able to do that 3 times. I think yesterday he was able to do it 4 times, Nat.
Yep, that is entirely correct. It was 4 times yesterday. So very, very similar results coming in from Rosemary. Similar performance there. Your prediction of Binny actually wasn't far off. Binny's not on this list, but 2 of his teammates are.
Hey, Binny, Tizzy, I misspoke. I meant Tizzy.
Sure.
Erin's up there. I talked about him. He's going to be the standout newcomer of Turkey. And he's been doing really good. The order, be careful, Paraboy.
Yes.
He's coming for that MVP status. I knew where you were going with that one, Seven. Order. He's chasing down history here because we did chat about it.
Yes.
If WBG win this, I would have to agree and say that Order's the new PUBG Mobile Esports GOAT. I think it would be
for sure
a good statement he would make here by winning PMWC.
100%, and it's good to see for Weibo Gaming that currently one of their top fraggers is starting to perform leading up to the grand finals. You want to be able to see Order put up the numbers. He's going to be able to do just that. Now, out of the teams that ended up qualifying, I kind of want to put you in the spot a little bit here, Max. Which one do you think it's going to be a breakout player going into the grand finals?
A breakout player.
We have already seen some teams end up surprising us. I think for 4 Thrives, just to remind you, even though they weren't here, Naki has been really good. We always talk about Vlog, we always talk about T24, what IQ is able to do as well, but Naki being able to have that clutch factor for this squad, that's one that's really outstanding to me.
I was going to say Noki. I just thought I knew. Yeah, so yeah.
My boy.
Noki. I'm taking Noki. How about you?
I gotta say Alva.
You know what? Yes.
Yes.
You know what?
Alva from Alter Ego.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I stand.
Are you vibing with him?
I'm vibing.
Are you
big time with
vibing?
Alva.
Yeah. We're standing and vibing.
He raised up the lobby.
The vibes.
Really good.
The vibes are good.
Kalaris
You know what
is
else?
loving this.
You know what else is good? Don't forget that from July 25th to July 27, and August 1st to the 3rd, log into Summon Airdrops and collect 2025 airdrop vouchers to enter prize draws for official merchandise, smartphones, BD partner rewards, permanent in-game items, and more. Every participant is guaranteed to win. Additionally, from July 25th to the 31st, vote for your favorite airdrop partner for a chance to receive special gifts from them. Don't miss this year's airdrop carnival and unbox your surprise, because we have already gotten a bunch of surprises here, especially in the group stages. Defending champions gonna have to struggle, gonna have to go to the survival stage. I am happy though, not gonna lie, I'm happy that that's gonna be happening, because I haven't been really impressed with the way that Alpha 7 has been playing. Even going all the way back to PMSL Americas, one thing that this team was able to do, they barely qualified to PMWC. It came down to that last game.
That's not a really good precedent, is it, though? Really? I mean, barely qualified to get here in the first place. Barely just about not quite make it to top 8 for finals. And now you're looking at, survival stage. I mean, I think everybody has kind of decided they're going to be a shoo-in, right, for finals based on survival stage, based on the way the other teams have been playing. However, we saw big step-ups from teams like EA. We saw big step-ups from teams like Nongshim as well. So those teams who are also going into the survival stage, I'm kind of like, A7, I mean, at least today, those teams outperformed them by a lot.
I hope it's a wake-up call. I hope it's a big wake-up call for that team, because I feel like, they have been having fun. They have been testing out different stuff, but you can't do what you do in PMSL Americas here in the global stage. It's just not going to work out that way. And before we end the day, Max, is there anything you want to tell the viewers in regards to going to survival stage? Maybe some teams to keep an eye on?
You need to get ready, because what we just witnessed from teams such as Alter Ego, For Thrives, DRX, like, they are going to play in a very similar fashion going into the finals. You need to be able to match, if not exceed, those kind of plays that were pulled off by those teams. So you better get back to work, because otherwise, guess what? You're not making it to the finals, and you're definitely not going to be taking home that trophy.
A big step up for some of these teams, especially the teams that are towards the bottom of Neptura.
Yeah, I'm looking at a lot of those teams that are down there. I mean, you've got G-Maxes down there. We haven't seen hardly anything from them. They are going to the survival stage. If they want another chance at those finals, then they really need to put in a lot of work, because we've, over 2 days, have not seen anything from them. There's a lot of teams that we could say the same thing about. So definitely there's got to be some research going in there. Something's got to change.
Yeah, and we both agree Falcons is like the outlier.
Falcons.
Please, Falcons. We need to see more presence in these games, because right now, I'm going to be brutal here. I'm beyond disappointed. I wanted to see way more, and we know they can deliver. So I'm just hoping that we're going to be seeing their S-tier gameplay here going into the survival stage.
This is the thing. I was promised a new jersey from Falcons, because I have the one when they were with Nigma Galaxy. I've been promised one, now they're with Falcons. I would love a jersey from a PWC finalist team. Guys, do it. Come on now.
I was trying to see where you were going there with that one. I was like,
makes sense.
Is she just pitching the idea for them to just give her a free jersey? You know what? While you're at it, make sure you give all of us a jersey. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to be happening in survival stage. I'm excited to see how these teams are going to be progressing. They're going to have a day off, luckily. They're going to be able to go back to the drawing board, do that VOD review, talk to their coaches, talk to their analysts, do everything that they can to set themselves up perfectly to not just succeed in survival stage, to also improve when they go to the grand finals. My name is the 7WG, joined by Neptura and Maxman. I do hear, though, that we have an interview with none other than Barney in order from Weibo Gaming.
Welcome back to the main stage. You might all recognize this man on my left. It is, of course, Order from Weibo Gaming. What a final match for you guys. I kind of want to dive into how you felt during that final game. Did you guys know that you had secured a place in the grand finals directly? And what were the comms like? Were you guys nervous?
首先就是很精彩的最后一局，就想问你，当时最后一把的时候，你们是已经知道你们成功的晋级了这个总决赛了呢，还是当时可能队内还是可能比较紧张一点的，以及你们当时最后一把的队内的沟通是什么样的？
当时就想着先我一个人拉右边去嘛，但是不知道他们是一个买米队。我们当时场上情况是因为我们进了个独狼，我们没有记清楚就场上的情况，然后以为是个3打2打1，然后就是出一点失误嘛。然后分数的话，我们都一直是不担心的，我觉得我们都是稳进。
I would say that generally we were pretty self-assured in the sense that we knew that we were definitely gonna go into the grand finals early on. But for the final matchup when we were up against the final remaining team, there was a bit of miscommunication. We saw that there were like 3 players alive. We thought that it was us 3 against 2 teams of like 2 players and a single lone wolf. However, it turned out that it was like a full team, so we had a bit of miscalculation there, and we made some misplays. I think that if we were in a calmer or more focused state of mind, it could have gone the other way.
Well, nevertheless, you guys made it into the grand finals, so congratulations. You've got 4 days now between here and the grand finals. What's the plan? Are you guys going to, relax and reset, or is it straight back into practice and creating strategies for the grand finals?
那现在你们成功晋级到这个总决赛，你们有4天的休息时间。你准备这4天功夫大概做些什么事情呢？你们战队是可能更偏向于休息调整，还是可能更加刻苦的训练呢？
因为我们版本还是不是很适应嘛，所以我们需要花更多的时间去练习。
We think we're not exactly very used to the new patch right now. Definitely going to spend this 4 days practicing a lot more.
I like that. We look forward to seeing you guys in the grand finals. Congratulations once again. Thank you so much for being in this interview. With that, the group stage is over. The single stage will be beginning on Tuesday. It's going to get spicy, I can assure you. Thank you so much to all of the players, production and talent. You guys have been fantastic over the last 3 days. But of course, thank you so much mostly to you guys, the fans, for watching and supporting all of your favorite teams throughout this. We've got more games to play. The survival stage starts on Tuesday. We'll see you then.
So it's wide, just 3 wins in 18 T20 internationals for the West Indies. Red hot form continues for Brandon King. The deep point was in place but shifted to the leg side, so smart batting from Brandon King. In use of the feet, not exactly where he intended it to go, Brandon King, but he'll take it. No edge there, that was the middle.
The first of the night. That was still traveling when it struck that building down towards the...
Only their second power play wicket of the series, and it is a first in the Caribbean for Xavier Bartlett.
In pace, but into the surface, and King just noodles that one. Simple catch, soft dismissal, and then Bartlett is happy.
Inside edge from Shea Hope, only his 6th delivery. It's been a feature of Shea Hope's series. Straight hitting continues in the 40-20i. Pace off from Hardy. Has that carried? I think Maxwell's done well there. After a lean run, Xavier Bartlett's come in and made a big difference in the power play.
Length delivery that dismissed Brandon King, looking to go straight again, but cramp for room. And so Glenn Maxwell takes a very good catch at mid-on.
He has played that so well. Soft hand just opens the face. That has disappeared. Rutherford looks on to start 42 for 2.
Close. He's tried to do that earlier in the over. I'm sure if in Rutherford that time he latched on.
Good timing of the jump and casually taken by Glenn Maxwell. Simply spectacular.
Have a look at this catch here from Glenn Maxwell. How easy he's made that look. But anyone at home, you've got to get the reading off the bat. Hasn't quite hit it. Also, you've got to judge to perfect.
That's when the length gets away from him, even though he has a deep point. I think the skipper, Mitch Marsh, was coming towards it until he realized that it was struck well enough. Looked as though he almost tried to overhit it really, but he got enough of the bat on it. All the way for 6.
Craving opportunities up the top of the order. Give himself a chance to get in and then expand his game.
And he's gone now. He's crestfallen. It's the second time in this series that Zampa has gotten him.
Wide up. It was the wrong and just out of reach of Rutherford. Couldn't control his hand. Simple catch there.
Catch. It's flown past him. First ball. No sighters needed for Hetmeyer. 71 for 4.
That's a great start.
Punt. That's muscle from Rahman Paul.
Pitches, you have to be able to capitalize. Keep looking for that delivery that allows you to maximize. And just 2 meters.
Catch. That's ballful enough. Good bat on that one from Hetmeyer. He's dealing in boundaries.
The line straight, asking him to take on that breeze. He connects well, Hetmeyer.
Go ultra aggressive. Goes straight. And that's sufficient enough to get him another 6. Sounded sweet. Sounded very, very sweet. And there she flies all the way for 6. Beats that fielder on the sweeper boundary. Thick outside edge, fielder comes around, dives and completes the catch. Mitch Owen, the fielder.
They're playing against the angle, Sharon Hetmyer, but it's an excellent catch again from an off.
The ball and safe. He wasn't in control or full control for Mario Shepard. That sounded good. That's into the wind. The fielder settles and completes the catch. So again, the smarts from Hardy just enticing Paul to hit into that wind.
Yeah, sounded good, but he got it way too high. He just gets under it. Rovman Powell. It really holds up in that wind. Easy catch for Jake Fraser McGirt.
There's the wide delivery to start. Shepard will take that, Brad Haddin. That has been timed well. Again, another wide delivery. Tell you what, he is nailing that Yorker. That was on the line, the crease line, and Shepard still finds the boundary.
He gets another opportunity. Here's Shepard. That's a no ball from Sean Abbott.
Back to that, but front foot, no ball. Tries pace off and wide, and Shepard goes 6, and what a catch! Well judged, well taken.
Wonderful strike, off pace from Sean Abbott. Let's have a look at this. Nearly knocked him off his feet.